An Uber Eats driver only made 37 cents profit after driving a 4-hour shift. There's no way this is true. Let me actually read this article and see if it's true. And if it's true, let me add some context or give some tips on how we can improve this situation. Hello, everyone. This is Elijah with the RideShare Guy. And in this video, we're actually going to be going over an article that shares the story of a Uber Eats driver that only made 37 cents profit when they went out driving for Uber Eats for 4 hours. Okay, everyone, we're going to go ahead and hop into this article about how this Uber Eats driver made 37 cents profit after driving for 4 hours. I'm going to read through the article, kind of react to it, and give my feedback on maybe some things that not just this driver, but anyone who might be in this predicament can do to improve their profit when it comes to driving for Uber Eats or delivery in general, because we're obviously out there to make some profit, not to make 37 cents. So let's go ahead and pull up the article. So this article is from MSN, and it'll be linked in the description below if you want to check it out. Uber Eats driver says he only made a profit of 37 cents during a 4-hour shift because filling up his gas tank cost about the same as his earnings. Well, my first piece of advice would be to make sure that you have the Upside app installed on your phone and that you're actively using it to get cash back on gas to help offset that expense, since gas is one of our biggest expenses as delivery drivers. If you haven't signed up for Upside yet, you can do so using the link in the description and in the pinned comment. The first time you use the app, you can get 35 cents off per gallon when you fill up at the pump. All you need to do is sign up and use the code that's showing on the screen right now. So let's keep on scrolling and reading the article. An Uber Eats driver in Texas. Oh gosh. For those of y'all that don't know, I am in Dallas, so this is my home state, so this should be interesting. An Uber Eats driver in Texas says his 4-hour shift netted him a profit of 37 cents. He said he made $30.97 after 8 deliveries, but had to pay $30.60 for a tank of gas at the end. I'm actually before I go further, I'm gonna actually do some math to see exactly how much did he make per delivery. So 30.97 divided by 8 deliveries. Oh gosh. Okay, so I know y'all can't see it. Well, y'all might be able to see it, but that comes down to be $3.8 per delivery, which means he's definitely taking some like under $4 orders. Now keep in mind that that's an average, so he might have had an order that was $8 and another order that was $2. But this is where we got to take some personal accountability, and this would be my second tip, which is to set a minimum threshold of what you're willing to accept before you just call it a day and go back home. For instance, I don't accept anything under $6. And even if I accept something over $6, I also look at the mileage. I guess that's 3 tips in one. Make sure the mileage lines up. I tend to make sure I'm getting at least $8 per mile. So you can see these things when the upfront earnings are shown on the screen before you take the delivery. You can also see the mileage too. But under no circumstance would I be taking these $2, $3, $4 orders, and they are floating out there. But that basically means that it means the customer is not tipping ahead of time. Now they may or may not tip after the delivery, but I don't take that in the equation. I just assume they're not going to tip. And with that being the case, I just don't take the delivery. There are plenty of orders out there that are just better. And if they're not better, I would go to a different section of my city to start my shift so I can get some better qualifying orders. I guess that's already 3 tips. Let's keep going. An Uber Eats driver said he made a profit of 37 cents during a 4-hour shift since once he accounted for the cost of filling up at the gas tank. The driver, who requested to be identified using only the Reddit username, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, you can read it, posted details on Monday about the money he made from his shift. The driver told Insider he usually works in a tutoring center, but decided to pick up some Uber Eats shifts in East Texas while he was off for a couple of weeks. I'm real curious what city he's in, since I am in Texas. The shift he wrote about in the Reddit post was his second shift, which he carried out on Saturday evening, according to the driver. Okay, so this was on a Saturday. Saturdays tend to be on the more profitable side. Okay, I'm gonna try not to regurgitate some stuff I already said. 3 out of the 8 of the customers gave him tips. He wrote in the post, tip money came to be $7.89 per the documentation. So the total amount of deliveries he did, he only got $7.89 in tips. Yeah, that's a problem. Uber told Insider in a statement, while earnings can vary based on demand and other factors, the experience described here is not typical. Uh, I'm actually going to partially agree with Uber, mainly because all of this is really the driver's decision to take these. I'm just going to say crappy orders. I mean, if he didn't take them, we wouldn't be talking about the situation. A good while ago, I actually did a challenge where I accepted like all the deliveries on Uber Eats. I had to accept anything that came my way. And the earnings, it was just for 3 hours. It was a lunch shift. In fact, you can see that video on the screen right now. And the earnings were pretty similar to this situation. His shift was for 4 hours, mine was for 3 hours. But if I did add an extra hour onto that, the earnings probably would have been around the same. There are bad orders floating out there, but you don't have to take them. Thousands of people choose to partner with Uber Eats to earn money flexibly. The driver told Insider that in his first Uber Eats shift, he earned a similar amount to his second shift, but was tipped $16 on his last delivery, which gave him hope to try it again the next day. Okay. I hope maybe some other people can save their time and money, not falling for Uber Eats, he added. Since Monday, the Reddit post that he published on anti-work has received more than 19,000 upvotes and more than 15,000 comments. Okay, and the rest is just talking about how gas prices have risen, which is true, and that's another reason you should be using Upside. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing now. So we already came up with 3 tips that could help people who are in this boat increase their Uber Eats driver earnings or delivery driver earnings in general. I'm gonna give 2 more tips. So the fourth tip would be when you finish a delivery. I don't know if this driver was doing this, but you don't want to be driving around aimlessly while you're waiting for your next delivery to come in. You want to have a few established spots in your city that you know have a lot of activity in terms of orders coming in, and set up shop there and wait, okay, until you get a decent order. In fact, if you're already in an area that has a lot of activity, a lot of times once I drop the food off, I'll just go around the corner from wherever I drop the food off and wait, because I don't want to wait in front of someone's house. That would be kind of creepy. But after waiting for a few minutes, a decent order will come in. And if I'm in a part of a city that's not known for decent orders, like it has a bunch of $2 and $4 deliveries like floating out there, I will relocate and reposition to give myself the best chance to increase my earnings. So that would be my fourth tip. Don't drive around aimlessly. Head to a hotspot and just park. Wait for a decent delivery to come in. Now, my last tip that I would give him, there were 8 deliveries total that he managed to squeeze in during his 4-hour shift. If we do the math, that comes out to be about 2 deliveries per hour. Now, it is possible to slide 3 deliveries in within an hour, but it may not always happen. But what that tells me is he was either taking deliveries too far. So, like, the restaurant is like 5 miles away and he's wasting time driving there, or he's wasting too much time waiting at a restaurant for an order that's not worth it. So, my fifth tip would be to have a minimum amount of time that you're willing to wait before you leave, unless the order is higher paying. For instance, I have a 5 minute, like if an order goes over 5 minutes of me waiting, I cut my losses, I cancel, and I move on. And I keep a mental note of that restaurant at this time of day, whether it be lunch or dinner. And I try to avoid that restaurant since they don't have their stuff together. The food is not ready. Now, I will change that policy if the order is paying in the double digits. So let's say if the order is paying $11, I'm willing to wait 10 or 15 minutes because the next order that I squeeze in that hour doesn't have to be as much. It could be a $6 order and just be going like a mile or two. I get that order slid in, and all of a sudden I'm at $16 or $17 per hour. But if you're taking these $2 and $3 orders, you only get 2 deliveries within an hour. You made $6 an hour. So you run into the situation that we're talking about right here. And a sixth tip, which I've already kind of gone into, is don't take something that's like 5 miles away. You want to be like relatively close to wherever your delivery is. So whether it be like a mile or 2 miles away, the only exception is if an order is like 4 or 5 miles away, but that delivery is only like zero point 0.5 miles away from that restaurant and is paying like in the double digits. Well, at that point, it might make more sense to do that. And if I ended up in a favorable area, like if I wanted to go that direction anyway, then sure. But that aside, don't take deliveries that are like far away. So that's the overall 6 tips that could assist you in increasing your Uber Eats earnings and not falling into this trap of making such minimal earnings. I actually recommend y'all check out that video where I did a challenge where I took like every single delivery that popped up during a lunch shift. It's very similar to the earnings that we see in this article, mainly because there will be very small orders pop just floating out there. That doesn't mean you have to take them. It's also important to note that when people get out here and start driving for these apps, they don't have any training. They think that what they're seeing is the normal. So it's very important to seek out resources, like the RideShare Guy. They can just expand your awareness of what goes on the app and how to use various strategies to increase your income. So, obviously, this person probably just didn't have access to those resources. So that's why he has this particular view about Uber Eats. But hopefully, this video has helped just educate those that are out there and have had a similar experience and think like this is just the Uber Eats experience. No, it's just what your experience is because you don't have the right training. And videos like this are meant to assist in that training. But with that being said, that concludes this video from the RideShare Guy. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below or any experiences that you want to share. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. We publish new videos every single week about the gig economy, about various news and strategies that will help you maximize your earnings. And if you are looking for a way to save money on gas, since it is one of our biggest expenses, you want to check out our upside tutorial where we show visually exactly how the whole app works and how you can get cash back. Be safe out there, everyone, and I'll catch you in the next video.